the pink frog. Far, far away, there was a village where the flowers never faded. One day, an old man came to this village. The villagers began to host the old man in their homes, taking turns. Every evening, the old man would tell fairy tales to the children of the house where he was a guest. After a while, the old man's tales became so famous that children began to say every day, "Let the storyteller Grandpa come to our house too, just to listen to them." One of the children in the village, a girl named Doga, said to her friends, "Would you like to listen to the old grandpa's stories every evening like I do? If so, why don't we gather in the village square in the evenings? And the storyteller Grandpa can tell us all stories, and we can all listen. The children shouted, "Yes, we would love that." And so, this old man, who became the children's storyteller Grandpa, began to tell tales every evening to the children who sat around the fire in the village square. On one such evening, storyteller Grandpa began to tell a new tale. In a winding stream, surrounded by lush green trees, lived a frog whose color was pink. The other frogs didn't want to play with this frog, and they would make fun of him because of his color. This pink frog was very, very lonely. One day, the pink frog decided to eat all the grass. He believed that this would turn his color to green. And indeed, his color did turn green. But, because he had eaten all the grass, the other animals in the village could no longer find anything to eat. As the children listened to the story with excitement, some became sad, saying, "Oh no, the animals will starve." While others wondered, how did the frog turn green? And some said, "Why won't anyone play with him? Poor thing. They began to talk amongst themselves. Storyteller Grandpa looked into the children's eyes and asked, "Tell me, who wants to go to the pink frog's village?" Doga secretly wanted to go to that village very much and suddenly said, Storyteller Grandpa, I would love to go." As cries of me too, double quotes, came from the other children. Doga, who was the first to dare, said, again, with eagerness, "Yes, yes, I'll go." Storyteller Grandpa called Doga to his side. "Doga, you will now enter this fairy tale and live your own adventure. We will close our eyes and watch you with excitement," he said in his soft voice. Everyone listened intently, trying not to miss what Storyteller Grandpa would say. Doga asked with a pounding heart, "But how will I enter the story?" Storyteller Grandpa replied, "By closing your eyes, Doga. Now then, is everyone ready?" When he got a big yes from the children, he asked them all to close their eyes. Doga closed her eyes to and ... She suddenly found herself right next to the pink frog. When Doga said hello, the pink frog was overjoyed. It had been a long time since anyone had come to him and spoken to him. This girl had such a beautiful voice. He immediately replied, "Hello, I'm the pink frog." The pink frog and Doga sat under a lemon tree and talked for a long, long time. The pink frog explained one by one why his name was pink, how his color had turned green, how the other animals were hungry because he ate the grass, and finally, how the villagers were angry with him. Just then, a lemon fell from the tree. Doga said, "Oh, a lemon. I love lemons. Have you ever eaten a lemon?" she asked the pink frog. The pink frog replied, "Isn't that a very sour thing? I've always heard it was. I've never tasted it." Doga immediately bit the end of the lemon, and, making a sour face, said, "Yes, it's a little sour, but you should still taste it." She squeezed a few drops of lemon juice into the frog's open mouth. The pink frog scrunched up his face and shouted, "Whoa, what is this? Sour!" And they both started laughing wildly. They laughed so hard that tears streamed from their eyes as they held their stomachs. Laughter felt so good to both of them. Then they took another taste of the lemon and started laughing wildly again. And then, one more time, when they were finally tired from laughing, Doga held up the lemon and said, "I know what to do." She jumped to her feet with joy. A storyteller grandpa came to my village. I heard his story about the laughing lemon. We're so lucky that a lemon fell right beside us. This lemon will be good for the angry villagers, because laughter is good for everyone, she said. The pink frog was overjoyed. He and Doga immediately collected as many lemons as they could and set off for the village. As they walked on the grassless dirt road, the pink frog thought, "I hope the grass grows back soon." By the time they reached the village, it was getting dark. The villagers had gone into their homes, and the smell of bread and food filled the air. Doga and the pink frog needed to find a way to get the villagers to eat the lemons. Doga thought of the water well, where the villagers got their water every day. She immediately called out to the pink frog, "Pink frog, should we squeeze these lemons and pour them into the well? That way, the villagers will drink lemon water," she said, laughing. They squeezed the lemons into the well down to the very last drop. They were so tired that they fell asleep right where they sat. They woke up in the morning to the sound of laughter. The pink frog and Doga looked at each other with joy. They had succeeded. With the villagers in a good mood, it would be much easier for them to listen to and understand the pink frog. "Let's go," said Doga. "Don't worry. It will work." As the pink frog climbed onto a high place, the villagers in the square continued to laugh heartily. Those who saw the pink frog watched him with curious eyes. When there was finally a moment of silence, the pink frog began to speak. "Hello, I am the pink frog. Don't mind that I'm green now. My color used to be pink, and nobody would play with me. I felt very lonely. I thought that if my color was green like the other frogs, I wouldn't be alone. That's why I ate the grass. I never thought I would harm the animals and you by eating it. I am very sorry," he said. The villagers listened carefully to the pink frog and understood him. Besides, the grass had already slowly started to grow back. Thus, everyone's mood was lifted. After a while, everything in the village returned to normal, and the pink frog was playing games with his new friends. To thank Doga, the villagers and the pink frog, who were cheered up thanks to her, made a crown from their village's never-fading flowers and gave it to her as a gift. When Doga and the children opened their eyes, they found themselves in the story circle around the fire. The flower crown was still on Doga's head.